Hi, and welcome to Cooking with Kids. I'm Sarah, the Children Needs Services Librarian with the Spruce Grove Public Library. And in this program, you're going to meet my family, my husband Dave, and my kids, Sutty, Monty, Ozzy, and Theo. Cooking with kids can be a crazy experience, as you may have already found out yourselves from doing this with younger ones at home. But the memories they make and the hands-on learning that they take away from being involved in food prep and meal planning can last a lifetime. It can also lead to a foundation of healthy eating habits. So more suggestions and tips for this can be found on Canada's Food Guide online. So go ahead and enjoy the show. Hi everyone, and welcome to Cooking with Kids. Dave's away this week, so you're going to have me doing the cooking this week with my little assistant Theo. Hi Theo! Okay, so this week we are making strawberries and cream cookies.
Yeah!
So, the strawberries are dried strawberries. You can also make it with freeze-dried strawberries, which are pretty tasty as well. And then the cream is, of course, white chocolate chips, which are absolutely tasty, right?
Yummy!
Yeah. So we are going to start. We've already put our oven on to preheat at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And now we are going to prep our baking sheets. So I just tend to use a block of butter or margarine, whichever fats you want to use. And then you just kind of wipe it all over the tray, just so that your cookies won't stick when you're actually getting them out of the oven afterwards. So we'll just give that a little rub with the margarine, and then that is all good to go. So we will just put this to the side so that we have it ready for when we need to.
The butter smells yummy!
So we've already done a little bit of the prep to get us going. So we've already chopped up our dried strawberries and we have 1 cup of those ready to go. Now we use this particular bag of dried strawberries, whatever we could find at the supermarket. But you can use, as I said, freeze-dried or whatever you can find locally, okay? So when I've made this last time, I had to soften the margarine, the butter, whatever you decide to use. Now this recipe calls for ½ a cup of butter, which handy dandy of course when you buy it already in the cubes. That is already measured out, ready for you to go. So last time I made this, as I said, I didn't soften it enough. It said just to do it at room temperature, which wasn't quite enough, so my cookies didn't spread properly, and they were still pretty tasty, but they kind of stayed up in a big chunk and they didn't kind of go into that nice cookie shape. So we're just going to go soften our butter. Now remember, you're trying to soften it, not melt it too much, because if you've got a big pool of liquid butter, then your cookies are just going to spread into one giant sheet, and then that's not quite what they're looking for.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that we have softened our butter, we're going to add it to our big mixing bowl, and then we're going to mix it with our brown sugar. So as I said, we have ½ a cup of softened margarine, and then my little assistant here is going to add our 1 cup of brown sugar. Alright, there you go, Theo. Can you get that in there? Here, should we scoop it out with this?
I want to do
No, perfect. Alright, let's just move that to the side. Now, Dave usually likes to use our stand mix, but I don't tend to use that very much. I prefer using the old classic hand mix, just because I like to be able to choose whatever bowl I have handy to actually do the mixing. So we're just going to mix this so that the sugar and the butter is creamed together, and then we will stop because you don't want to overmix. And you just do it on the lowest setting, okay? Alright, there we go. We've got a couple of lumps we're just going to try and squish out. Alright, so now we've creamed those together, we just need to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Now I am a little bit snobby about my vanilla. I like to use the actual extract rather than the synthetic flavoured version.
I want to do it.
Alright, I'm going to do this one because we don't want too much, okay? We got 1. Then we got, how many this time?
2.
2, perfect. Alright, we're just going to put that to the side. Alright,
So
does it smell nice, Theo?
It smells like now peanut butter or different.
I don't think that vanilla smells like peanut butter, does it? Alright, so we're just going to mix that in.
Hey, yummy!
Alright, we'll do it together, okay? Alright, so now we get to add in our baking soda and our baking powder and our salt. So we will just do those right now. ½ a teaspoon.
I want to do it.
I'm just going to do this. Is that about half? Okay, yeah, so we've done that one.
I want to do the next one.
Alright.
Yes.
Alright, so we want half, okay? So what you do is you scrape it along the smooth bit and then just take a little bit extra out, okay? Because we don't want too much. That's about half a teaspoon, alright? Can you put it in? Yeah.
I'll put it on top.
We're going to mix it in anyway, so it's okay. Alright.
I'm making it poof.
Yeah. Right, now we have to mix those in and then we're going to add our flour. Alright? Please don't poof it everywhere. Alright. So now we've got our baking powder, our bicarbonate of soda or baking soda, whatever you guys like to call it, and our salt, half a teaspoon of each of those. Now we're just going to mix those in. Oh, we were supposed to add the eggs next. Whoops. Haha. Alright, we're going to add our eggs next, okay?
I'm going to do this one.
Alright. So you give it a tap on the side and then you plonk the egg in.
Okay.
Get all the yolk. Okay.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
And we're going to put that in the garbage. Alright. Whoop. Nice work. You didn't get any shell in it. So we're just going to be adding our flour next. So we need 2 1/4 cups of flour. And Theo is going to help me measure those out right now.
Like this?
Yeah. Alright. Did you see it's a bit too high?
I got
So
it.
we just smooth it off. Okay. So that's 1. Now we need 1 more, big one.
Okay. Hey, I got it.
You are doing super. Okay. Keep adding. Alright, a little bit more, pop it.
Hey.
Okay. So this is our 2nd cup going in the bowl. So this is our quarter size because we were using the 1 for the 1 cup worth, and then we've got our quarter size just to make sure we're being accurate with our measurements, right? Alright, so just smooth it over. Alright, now you can put that back in the tub. And there's our quarter. So we've got 2 1/4 cups of flour in the bowl. Okay, so now we've added our flour, we're going to give it a quick mix just to make sure all our ingredients so far that we've added are all consistently mixed together and we don't have any like pockets of flour or anything like that that's going to ruin the taste of our cookies. Okay, so we're just going to mix that together on the lowest setting. And we keep the mixer low down in the bowl so we don't poof the flour everywhere. We don't want to look like a comedy movie, do we, Theo? No, we're just blending in our flour, okay?
All done.
You see it's starting to thicken up and look more like a classic cookie dough now. Okay? Now this is quite a thick dough, okay? So if it looks thick, then that's fine. Alright, now you can turn it off, Theo. Yeah, as I said, it's super, super thick. Alright. So, now that we have our basic cookie dough all prepared, we're going to be adding our fun little things that are the things that are going to give it the taste, the strawberries and cream flavour. So, as I said earlier, we have our dried strawberries all chopped up already. Theo helped me with those and also got to eat a few of them too. Were they tasty?
No chocolate chips and
Alright, so
strawberries.
I want you to add the strawberries to the cookie dough mix, please. Did they smell good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Alright, so did we get every single one?
No.
There we
Yes.
go. Alright. And now we're going to add our white chocolate chips. We have 1 cup of those and we have 1 cup of the dried strawberries. So I like to be a little bit generous with those and do more on the side of more than 1 cup than less than 1 cup. Perfect. And Theo said that the white chocolate chips tasted excellent. Alright, now because these are larger items in our cookie dough, you do not use the mixer for that. So you just need to blend in all those ingredients so that every cookie will get a little bit of the white chocolate chips and a little bit of the dried strawberries. Because nobody wants to be the person getting the cookie with no fun things in. So you can't really overmix this bit too much. Alright. Just make sure some of the middle has all those lovely ingredients in it too. How are those chocolate chips over there, Theo?
Good.
Alright, so as you can see, it's now all mixed together nicely, and we're just going to grab our baking sheet and then we will add our cookie mix to those and then they can go in the oven. Okay, so I'm just putting all our cookie dough little blobs onto our baking sheet. Now this is quite a sticky dough, so you can use your hands. Most cookie doughs and other things I find you need to use spoons and things like that because it just sticks like crazy. But this one doesn't, so you can quite happily just pick it up and then make your little tablespoon sized balls or whatever size you decide to go for. I usually have the horrible habit of I start nice and small, and then as I go on I get more impatient, and then my balls get bigger and bigger, which is not what you're supposed to do. So do take a look and try and be mindful of that, and that your balls of cookie dough are all about the same size, because otherwise some of them will be uneven in their cooking. You'll end up with some burnt and then some will be not quite cooked enough. So try and make sure that they're all about the same size. So as I said, try and go for about a tablespoon full of cookie mix in each one. So you just add them with a bit of space in between each one, and then you can just press them down a bit to make them flatter and more kind of cookie shaped. So I said this one doesn't tend to spread too much. So just kind of flatten them down a bit. And then we've just got space for maybe one more. You can fit about 12 on a baking sheet if you do them about this size. Okay. There we go. Here's our last one. So there we go, and we will just go and put those in the oven. It will take about 9 to 11 minutes if you make them on the smaller side, but it may take a few minutes more if you made more generous sized cookies. So there we go. So our first batch of cookies have just come out of the oven. They're not as golden as they sometimes are if we use a different type of baking sheet. These ones don't really go golden the same way, but they are definitely done and they will be very tasty. So we'll leave them for a few minutes to cool before we transfer them onto the wire cooling rack. Now I'm going to go put the second batch in the oven. Okay, so wrapping up our program for the week. Our cookies came out the oven, they cooled enough, we transferred them to the cooling rack. And now Theo is going to try one of our first cookies from this batch. What do you think, Theo?
Good.
Good? Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So hopefully you guys enjoy our cookie recipe. It actually came from a friend of mine from library school, actually, Andrea. So thanks, Andrea, for sharing the strawberries and cream cookie recipe with us so that we can enjoy sharing it with all of you guys at home. So goodbye from us. Take care, and we'll see you again next time.
Bye.
Thank you for watching Cooking with Kids, brought to you by the Spruce Grove Public Library. We hope that you enjoyed this recipe and are inspired to try it yourself at home. New videos will drop on YouTube and on Facebook on the first Friday of the month throughout the winter. For further information on this and other exciting programs we are running during the winter-spring season, visit our website at sgpl.ca. So join us again soon for more tasty makes. Stay safe and have fun in the kitchen.